Gypsy Rose Blanchard finally has a court date. She'll be seeing her ex Ryan Anderson in court on December 9th at 9 a.m. to officially make their divorce final.
What's going on with this freaking court? I texted my lawyer yesterday. She was supposed to give me a call. I'm waiting for her to give me a call. Last thing I heard was that, Ryan went in to sign the divorce papers. So I signed, he signed. We're just waiting for a court date and for the judge to finalize everything.
I don't regret the relationship with Ryan, but I do regret getting married in prison so fast.
Where are you at with your divorce proceedings?
We're in the beginning stages, so it's gonna be, we haven't even had our first court yet, so. When my marriage was over and I walked away.
Today we are diving into one of the messiest celebrity divorces we've seen in a while. And yes, you guessed it. We're talking about Gypsy Rose and Ryan. It's a saga that's been making waves online, and honestly, it feels more like an episode of a drama series than real life. Let's get into it. Gypsy and Ryan's divorce has been a hot topic ever since Gypsy filed for it earlier this year. The finalization date is set for December 9th, and you would think by now things would have cooled down. But oh no, loves, things are just heating up. And not in a good way. So here's what's going down. Gypsy has been making some major moves to control the public narrative. From airing private details to leaking Ryan's messages, she's been doing everything in her power to turn people against him. But what if I told you that all these stunts could actually backfire? That instead of winning the court of public opinion, Gypsy could lose everything in the actual courtroom.
I remember Gypsy saying that the divorce will definitely be final before the baby's born. And so once again, there's another lie.
What makes this even juicier is Ryan's approach to all this. While Gypsy's been busy exposing him, Ryan has kept it classy on public rants. No messy interviews, just pure silence. And loves, it's giving. Silent but deadly. Could Ryan's strategy of staying quiet be his ultimate power move? Is he about to flip the script on Gypsy and turn this whole case around in his favor?
Karma's a mother. That's all I can say. Not saying I'm doing anything or nothing like that, but karma's a mother, man. But if I ever see you, that's 2 ass whoopings you deserve.
Let's dive into the details and explore how Louisiana family law could play a role in all of this. The messages that changed everything. So let's rewind a little. The drama really hit its peak when Gypsy linked Ryan's private messages through her best friend, Bree. Yes, you heard that right. She used her best friend to put his personal texts out there for the whole world to see. I know what you're thinking. Why would someone do that during a divorce? Well, loves, Gypsy clearly thought it would help her win public support. But spoiler alert, it might just be the move that cost her everything.
Really, really wish the best for you if you're watching this. So with that being said, I'm going to be a mature adult. I hope you will too. And let's do the right thing and get divorced and then go about our lives.
Let's break down what these messages were about. Ryan's texts weren't hostile or incriminating. In fact, they were heartfelt. He expressed his lingering feelings for Gypsy, saying things like how much he missed her voice, how beautiful she looked as a brunette, and how she still had his heart. For someone who's still technically married, these messages aren't exactly shocking. But the fact that Gypsy decided to weaponize them, that's where things get messy. Family court isn't like criminal court, loves. It's not just about evidence, it's about perception. Judges pay close attention to how both parties behave, and Gypsy leaking these messages might have made her look vindictive and spiteful. Meanwhile, Ryan has stayed above the fray, making him appear calm, collected, and dare I say, sympathetic.
I guarantee that is part of the reason why Ryan remains respectful. Not only that, but I feel like Ryan is genuinely a nice guy. I think Ryan's actually a lot smarter than a lot of people give him credit for, to be honest. I can read between the lines, and I have a lot of respect. Because as much as she's trashed him, he remains respectful. So, good job, Ryan. I guarantee also that his attorney is watching very closely. So that's going to be fun for her.
How Louisiana family law could turn the tables now. Now, let's talk about the legal side of things. Under Louisiana family law, Ryan has a lot of tools at his disposal to flip this narrative in his favor. And honestly, loves. It's not looking good for Gypsy. Let's break it down step by step. Evasion of privacy and harassment. So here's the thing, linking someone's private messages without their consent can be a big no-no, especially in Louisiana. The law recognizes a person's right to privacy even in the middle of a divorce. By exposing Ryan's texts, Gypsy may have crossed a line that the court won't ignore. Ryan's legal team could argue that Gypsy's actions were meant to humiliate him or cause emotional harm. And let's be real, posting those messages wasn't exactly a kind gesture.
You know, it's kind of funny. I know she released them to try to make me look bad, but how does it make me look bad? It shows that I have feelings, shows I have a heart, shows that I was in for the right reasons. It shows that I actually cared. So, you know, if that was their goal in that leaking those messages, then that's what it was.
If the court sees this as a malicious behavior, it could seriously hurt Gypsy's credibility. And loves, let's not forget that intent matters here. If Ryan can prove that Gypsy did this out of spite, the judge might not look too kindly on her actions. 2. Emotional abuse and manipulation. Family courts in Louisiana also take emotional cruelty very seriously. Gypsy's decision to publicly shame Ryan could be framed as emotionally abusive. Imagine being in Ryan's shoes, having your private thoughts and feelings exposed to millions of strangers. It's not just cruel, it's damaging. Here's where it gets even messier. Under Louisiana law, the spouse at fault for emotional cruelty or harassment could lose their claim to spousal support. And loves, this is a big deal. Gypsy has a higher net worth than Ryan, so if the court rules in his favor, she could end up paying him instead of the other way around.
Attorneys for Blanchard filed the restraining order in the 17th Judicial District Court in Louisiana. On April 8th, People confirmed Blanchard filed for divorce from Anderson, a Louisiana special education teacher. Per the documents, Blanchard is also requesting Anderson to pay interim and long-term spousal support because Blanchard is in need and defendant has ability to pay, and she is not at fault for the dissolution of marriage. She is also asking the court to deny spousal support to him from her per the document. So spousal support is basically ongoing financial support that one ex-spouse is required to provide the other. There are many different factors that come into play when determining this amount and which spouse gets what. Some of which include each spouse's income, the earning ability of each spouse, if they purchased a home together, how long the marriage lasted, if there are children involved, and the standard of living each spouse enjoyed during the marriage. But we all know that Gypsy has made a lot of money since her prison release.
Breach of trust. Relationships, even broken ones, rely on a certain level of trust. By leaking Ryan's messages, Gypsy has shown a willingness to breach that trust. And that's something the court won't take lightly. Louisiana is a community property state, which means material assets are usually split 50-50. This is a big but. Judges can factor in misconduct when dividing assets. If Ryan's team can argue the Gypsy's actions reflect poorly on her character, he might walk away with a larger share of their assets. And loves, that's a win that would sting. A pattern of toxic behavior. Now, here's where things get really interesting. If Ryan's legal team can prove that this isn't an isolated incident, they could build a case that Gypsy has a pattern of toxic behavior. Remember that infamous live video where Gypsy accused Ryan of disrespecting her and her unborn child?
I need this fighting in a sense to stop. Like, please, can we just think about my child for a second in this and be wrong about it? That's all that I ask.
Yeah, that's already been debunked, but it could still come back to haunt her in court. Judges value honesty, and if Gypsy's actions are seen as manipulative or vindictive, it could hurt her across the board from spousal support to property division. Let's get real about the consequences gypsy-rose might face if Ryan plays his cards right in the divorce case. Spoiler alert, it's not just about losing a bit of cash or a couple of assets. This situation has the potential to change her life entirely. Let's break it down step by step, because each loss is as significant as the next, and together they paint a picture of what could be a devastating outcome for Gypsy. 1. Spousal support. The alimony fallout. First up, we have spousal support, also known as alimony. Now, this is where things get particularly tricky for Gypsy. Under Louisiana family law, a spouse who is found to be at fault for the breakdown of the marriage can lose their claim for spousal support.
Several major legal issues have already been settled, including spousal support. According to his attorney, both Ryan and Gypsy have agreed that neither party is entitled to spousal support or alimony. Gypsy initially requested spousal support but has since withdrawn the request. They also need to divide some assets, such as contracts for shows, books, and other media products, despite being married for less than 2 years.
In this case, Ryan's legal team could argue that Gypsy's public behavior, leaking private messages, airing dirty laundry, and engaging in what could be considered vindictive actions qualifies as malicious intent. Let's be clear about what this means. Gypsy originally filed for divorce, which typically puts her in a stronger position to negotiate spousal support. However, her actions since then, like exposing Ryan's heartfelt text, could completely flip the script. If the court determines that Gypsy's behavior amounts to emotional cruelty or harassment, she could be denied alimony entirely. Gypsy is the higher earner in this relationship. If the court sides with Ryan, not only could she lose the right to spousal support, but she might even be required to pay alimony to Ryan instead. Imagine going from expecting financial support to cutting a monthly check of your ex. It's a total role reversal, and it's one that Gypsy might find herself facing. Reputation damage beyond the courtroom. Let's talk about reputation, because this isn't just about legal losses, it's also about how Gypsy is perceived by the world. Public image matters, loves, especially when you're someone like Gypsy who thrives on the spotlight. By taking her personal battles with Ryan into public stage, she's already taken a hit in the court of public opinion. Think about it. Leaking private messages isn't just seen as petty. It's also a major breach of trust. Fans and followers who once admired Gypsy might start questioning her character, and that's a hard thing to bounce back from. And let's not forget the internet's role in all of this. Once a scandal like this goes viral, it doesn't just disappear. Screenshots, videos, and commentaries stick around forever, haunting her long after the case is closed. The court isn't immune to this either. Judges, while bound by the law, are human, and they are influenced by the behavior and attitudes of the people in front of them. If the judge views Gypsy as someone who prioritizes drama and public humiliation over respect and discretion, it could harm her credibility in the courtroom. And loves, once your credibility is damaged, it's hard to argue for favorable rulings on anything else. Let's talk assets. Louisiana is a community property state, which means that by default, all material assets are supposed to be divided equally between the spouses. And that is a big but. The court has discretion to consider misconduct when dividing those assets. And let's be real, Gypsy's behavior in this case might very well qualify as misconduct. Here's how this could play out. Ryan's legal team could argue that Gypsy's actions, like leaking messages, engaging in public shaming, and creating unnecessary legal drama, have caused him emotional harm or reputational damage. If the court agrees, it might award Ryan a larger share of their material property as a form of compensation. And it doesn't stop there. If Ryan can prove that Gypsy's actions directly led to financial losses, say, if the public backlash harmed his career or reputation, court could deduct those losses from her share of the assets. This means Ryan could walk away with significantly more than 50% of their shared property, leaving Gypsy with far less than she might have expected. If the court finds that Gypsy acted in bad faith, it could order her to cover Ryan's legal expenses. Considering how expensive high-profile divorce laws can be, this alone could cost her a fortune. Let's not forget the long-term financial implications. If Gypsy's public reputation continues to suffer, it could affect her ability to secure brand deals, sponsorships, or other income streams tied to her public image. In the end, loves, this isn't just about what she might lose in the courtroom. It's about what she might lose in her entire career. So loves, what do you think? Is Ryan about to turn the tables on Gypsy and walk away victorious? Or will Gypsy find a way to bounce back from all this drama? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And as always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more updates on this wild case. Until next time, stay fabulous.